Erev Tov Rabotai, we are continuing with our Mishna Yomi, Masechet Sanhedrin. We're up to Perek Zayin Mishnah Chet. Today's Mishnayot should be Le'ilun Nishmat Neria ben Svetlana Ranbayev, Eliyahu ben Burcha Israelov, Chana ben Miriam, Sason ben Rayin, Yeshua ben Shifra, Menuchatam began Eden, Amen, and Le'avdi ben Chaim Lechaim, the Refuah Shelema of Daniel Shalom ben Rosa, Betoch Shach Chole Yisrael, and the Chlama Merav ben Amin, Od Sion Chai ben Dvorah. The Mishnah discusses the next sin listed in Mishnah 4 that is punished by stoning. Hamchalel Shabbat, someone who violates Shabbat, b'davar shechayivin al zedono karet, he is liable to execution only if he does something for which, had he done it on purpose, but without witnesses or without a warning, he would have been liable to karet. Val shigato chatat, and for which, had he done it by mistake, he would have to bring a chatat offering, a sin offering. This means that a person is executed for violating Shabbat only if he performs one of the 39 forbidden melachot activities. These melachot activities are different from other violations of Shabbat in that they are punished by karet if done on purpose but without witnesses or without a warning, or by the obligation to bring a sin offering if done by mistake. Should a person do one of these melachot activities on purpose in front of witnesses after having been warned, he is sentenced to execution. However, if a person violates Shabbat in some other way, even if it is a biblical transgression, he is not liable to execution. For example, walking more than 2,000 amot from one's town, which according to the Tana Rabbi Akiva is biblically forbidden, or lighting a fire, which according to the Tana Rabbi Yossi does not carry the penalty of karet or a chatat. The next sin in the list, Amkalel avi v'imo, someone who curses his father or mother, and no chayav ad sheyikalelem b'Shem, he is not liable to execution unless he curses them using the name of God, meaning any of the 7 names of God that may not be erased, as listed in the Rambam, Hilchot Yisrael Torah, chapter 6, halakha 2. Kilelam b'kinui, if he cursed them using a substitute name of God, such as Merciful One, these are names that refer to characteristics of God, but are not actual divine names. Rabbi Meir mechayev, Rabbi Meir rules that he is liable to execution, v'chachamim potrin, but the sages rule that he is not liable. Although he is not put to death, he receives malkut lashes for having committed the sin of cursing a Jew, as the Rambam writes in Echot Mamrim, chapter 5, halakha 2. The Rav does tell us, and that is the end of Mishnah Chet. The next sin listed in Mishnah 4 is adultery with a betrothed nara. Now, a bride becomes betrothed when she does erusin kiddushin, which is the first of the 2 acts that create the bond of marriage. The second is nisuin. The word betrothed is not strictly accurate because erusin is more like marriage than ordinary betrothal is, and there are 3 stages of development in the life of a maturing girl. She is a ktana who is exempt from all the mitzvot until she reaches the age of 12 and grows 2 pubic hairs, at which point she becomes a nara. She remains a nara for 6 months, after which she becomes a bogeret, fully mature. So the Mishnah lists, the next sin listed in Mishnah 4 is adultery with a betrothed nara. Usually, someone who commits adultery is sentenced to death by strangling, as it says in chapter 11, Mishnah 1. In the case of a betrothed nara, however, the punishment is stoning, and the Mishnah explains when this applies. Haba'al nara morasa, someone who cohabits with a betrothed nara, and no chayav ad shetiyeh nara, he is not liable to be stoned unless she is a na'ara. If she is younger or older than a na'ara, the punishment for adultery with her is strangling, not stoning, as says in the Sanhedrin, Gemara Sanhedrin, page 66b. In the case of a girl younger than a na'ara, meaning she's a ktana, only the man is put to death, while she is not punished at all since she is not legally an adult. Bitula, she has to be a virgin. Meorasa, a betrothed wife but not fully married. Once she performs nisuin with her husband, she is no longer betrothed but fully married. If she then commits adultery, the punishment is strangling. Vibevet avia, and she is still living in her father's house. A woman stays in her family home while she is betrothed, moving to her husband's home only once they are fully married. The sages learn from the Torah that if her husband or his messengers are bringing her to his house to complete their marriage, and she committed adultery on the way, the punishment is strangling, even if nisuin has not yet been performed. Ba'u aleh shnaim, if 2 men cohabited with her, a betrothed Nara living in her father's home. Harishon biskila, the first one is put to death by stoning because she was still a virgin at that time. Vashini bechenek, and the second one is put to death by strangling because she was no longer a virgin when he cohabited with her. And that is the Rabotai of today's Mishna Yomi. Baruch Adonai Leolam. Amen v'amen.